How's it going, everyone? Data here, and welcome back to the New York Islanders franchise mode here in NHL 25. Moving into episode number 28 for the second half of year number 8 to finish off the 2031-32 season. In the last one, we had a crazy first half of our 8th year on Long Island, going 39-2 through 41 games on a 60-win pace, which would easily be a new franchise record. We're currently sitting atop the NHL by 10 points over the Predators. They do have 2 games in hand, but with 39-2 being our record, we are far and away the number 1 team in the NHL right now. And on the right side of your screen, you can see that we are first in goals for, 7th in goals against, 5th on the power play, 8th on the penalty kill. And when it comes to our scoring, we are currently being led by our captain, Bo Top 50 Horvat, who is on pace to hit 50 goals and 110 points at the age of 36. The last episode was entitled Young at Heart for a reason, because Bo Horvat, after last year, yes, he scored 86 points, but he did drop to an 83 overall. So we thought, okay, from 48 goals to 38 goals, down to an 83, maybe this is the time where his regression will start to come in. He'll still be a great contributor, but maybe it's time to realize what his limitations are. No. He's now on pace for a career-high 50 goals, and it would also be a career-high 110 points. He's never hit 100 in his career. His best season came 4 years ago, sorry, at 91, but ever since then, he's still been above point per game. So on pace for 110 at the age of 36, and of course at an 88 overall, so he bounced back from that 83. He is just incredible. He is something else. On top of that, hey, Cole Eiserman's on pace for almost 100 points and close to 50 goals himself. Brock Besser's on pace for close to 60 goals and close to 100 points as well at 34. Porter Martone's on pace for new career highs, well above a point per game. Matty Barzal above a point per game. Oliver Kapanen on pace for 70 points. Zupon with 31 on pace for 62. Keevan now, this is where things start to drop off a little bit. Benjamin Keevan, who we acquired last offseason from the Calgary Flames, he's a 5-star shooting sniper at 6 foot. We put him on the second line. We had to put him down to the third line because of how well Bo Horvat's been doing, but he's still getting his power play, his penalty kill. 26 points in 41 games, on pace for 52. Isn't horrible. It would be a new career high as he scored 51 last year. And his ice time, however, is a lot higher. That's the thing. He scored 51 playing 10.5 minutes in Calgary, so he's only on pace for 52 playing 15-12 here. We would want to see just a little bit more from Keevan, who we're hoping will be a top 6 staple of the future. Year check on the first year of his new extension, on pace for 44. Cousins 40 with 20 points right now. The rookie Kimo Hakana has 17 points in 41 games, 80 overall with medium potential, 6'5" power forward, playing under 10 minutes per night though, unfortunately. We're hoping to get him into the top 9 sooner rather than later, and we'll be talking about that third line in a moment. Hang on for a second now. Tero Pispinen, 14 points in 28 games. We got him in free agency last episode to be a depth guy, AHL guy. He ended up seeing some growth to an 80 overall and now has scored 14 points in 28 games, which would be a 41-point pace over a regular season. So, okay, from our fourth liner, that's great. He's giving that fourth line production that we previously saw from Samuel Fagemo. Fagemo scored exactly 41 points actually last season, playing 8:58 of ice time. Now we give him an extra minute of ice time. We gave him some third line opportunities, and he has scored just 13 points in 41 games, on pace for 26. So Fagemo has not lived up to what we thought he might be able to be as he grew from an 82 to an 84. Neil Pionk in his first year as an Islander, 14 points and a plus 15 for the 36-year-old back there on the third pair. Ralph Pricing, 11 points in 30 games on the fourth line. Ulf Engqvist in his rookie season, 8 points plus 13. He missed some time due to injury. Sam Bolduc, 8 points plus 16 in 32 games. Hornqvist in his sophomore season, 7 points and a plus 7 in 41. Our Curie fourth line. And sadly, because of how things have been going defensively, Rasmus Sandin has been the odd man out. 4 points and a -4 through 21 games. We're not going to be cutting him just yet because we know how well he's done in previous years, but it's hard to get him back in this lineup because with injuries and everything, Bolduc was seeing some ice time. Now Engqvist is back and healthy. Bolduc, 8 points plus 16 in 32 games. How can you take that out right now? You know what I'm saying? So that's how things have been going when it comes to our skaters. Now looking at the goaltending, it's kind of like a Colorado Avalanche, Georgiev type of situation here. Trey Augustine is, yes, 22-7-2, 1 shutout, but an .898 save percentage and 3.02 goals against average. Despite that great record, the 11-game win streak that we're on, the 60-win pace, his numbers aren't super reassuring. In relief, Colton Colton Ellis is 8-3, but even then, 905 save percentage, 2.88 goals against, not the craziest numbers from either of them. So hopefully we can keep the same pace that we've been on. That's definitely what we're hoping for. But the goaltending is going to have to pull its weight a little bit more because we know that we can't just keep on going on streaks forever. Currently on that 11-game win streak, that's incredible. We saw a 16-game streak last season. So we'll see how far that goes into this next episode. But now I turned off the PlayStation, I reopened it. It's a new universe. Who knows what the game's going to give us? We'll see. So this was our lineup to end off the first half of the season. Bo Horvat back to first line center with the 25 goals and 55 points that he's scored so far. The biggest question mark for the AGMs left in the last one was what's going on with Samuel Fagemo, who hasn't really done much with his third line opportunity here. Perhaps we return him to the fourth line role that he did so well in last season, but then who plays on the third line with Cousins and Kevin? Do we promote one of the fourth liners or do we go out and get a rental? Well, a possible answer really surprised us at the end of last episode as we took a peek at the AHL and saw out of nowhere, poof, Yuri Alexeyev, 84 overall. Now, Alexeyev was our first-round pick back in 2030, 29th overall, and started this season as a 77 overall on the first line in the AHL. 31 games later, and Alexeyev has grown 7 overalls from a 77 to an 84 after scoring 28 points and being a plus 19 in 31 games. Alexeyev is now listed as a third-line scoring forward, still always with the low elite potential. So Alexeyev could be easily someone that we sign and not sign, that we promote to the NHL. Then we can kind of treat Fagemo as our own kind of quote rental because we know that he's expiring on the contract that he has right now. We're not going to be re-signing him for the $3.5-4 million that he wants when we know that he's aging and hasn't really done well with the chance that he got given. He'll just walk to free agency. Maybe we can flip him for something else at the deadline, but really when things are going so well now, why try and rock the boat with a 30-win first half when we're on pace for 60? So moving into the second half, we'll look at the AGM comments in just a moment. I'm thinking let's demote Samuel Fagemo. Let's give a chance to either Pricing or even Hakana, maybe even Pispinen, who saw some time on the third line in the preseason, and see who does the best with Cousins and Kevin over the next 20 or so games. And I say 20 or so games because of this comment left here from Robert. I'm going to jump down to the paragraph on Alexeyev. Alexeyev is coming up the system quick. Great recommendation from the AGM who made that call. That was Gen Z McKenzie. Thank you, Gen Z. He's definitely NHL ready, but is bringing him up at the halfway point the best plan? I get wanting to bring him up now, but I suggest letting him cook in the AHL a little longer and then bring him up with about 15 to 20 games left plus the playoffs. That would let him retain rookie eligibility for next season and give him the goal of the Calder Trophy. Either way, it's an impact player down the stretch, and I'm looking forward to the results. So that's very well said. As much as we want to bring him up right away, let's give that chance to Pricing or Hakana or Pispinen to see what they can do on the third line. Fagemo back into a fourth line role with less responsibility. Alexeyev gets a little bit more time in the AHL, and then in the last 15 to 20 games, we call him up. We use him to bolster our lineup down the stretch. We don't need to pay anything for any sort of upgrade to our team, and then he gets to retain rookie eligibility moving into 2032-33, so I love that. So thank you for those thoughts, Robert. Robert had also mentioned a couple of points about the power play. You know what? I never really realized this until a couple episodes ago when an AGM left a comment. When you set up your power play formation, the guy that you put at center doesn't necessarily have to stay in front of the net. If you go to Edit Strategies and scroll down to Face-Off Formation, you can set it so that that's odd because I did it and then I exited out, so the game did something weird there. Good thing I just came back and double-checked that. I want Kapanen to be the one taking the face-off, even though he's the left winger, quote, in this instance. And I scroll back up here and Martone, yes, is the guy in front of the net. But I thought I already had that. Let me exit out and see if anything happens when I go back into edit lines. I wouldn't be surprised if it's just some sort of glitch, but I thought I had figured something out thanks to the AGMs. So back to the power play. Martone will be in front of the net. He's listed as center, but he's not really the center because the actual center taking the face-off is Kapanen, who then moves to the left wing, kind of, if you want to think of it like that, afterwards. Okay, so I think that works then. So that's what we're going to try and do for the first unit, so that Martone and his 6'3" frame will be in front of the net. And on the second unit, instead of having Hakana be on the wing over here, we'll have Barzal go there. He'll still take the face-off, but Hakana and his 6'5" frame will now go in front of the net. But if I go to face-off formation, Now it has Hakana here. No, but I just checked this. I'm telling you, literally before I started recording, like 10 minutes ago, it did not say that. It said Barzal Center when I was at this screen. I promise you. So I'm afraid there's going to be some sort of glitch. Maybe it doesn't work, but I'm at least going to set it up like this. And hopefully when I come back and check it again in a few games, it's good. Okay, so there's the power play. There are the thoughts on Alexiev. That's exactly what we're going to do. There's the Fajmo demotion, pricing, Hakana, Pispin. Maybe we'll give them like 8 games each or something, 7 games each, and we'll go from there to start the second half. I'll just fly through a couple more AGM comments before we get started. Gavin saying, whoa, some Reinhardt-esque growth from Alexiev. Reinhardt, a prospect who saw some crazy growth in our Vancouver series on NHL 24. Alexiev sets the record for, I think, the most growth over the smallest amount of time. But of course, Reinhardt, Wakabayashi, guys who we've seen crazy growth from in the past. I think at this point, says Gavin, he at least deserves a shot on that third line to see what he's made of. Absolutely. Since guys like Pricing and Arcuri haven't been great, however, I don't think we need to move out Fajmo unless he's pushed completely out of the lineup. He's been a great fourth liner for us and could kind of be our own rental for the deadline. Other than that, not much to change. The team's looking great. Let's go capture another President's Trophy and come into the postseason with momentum. Great video data and go Isles. Thank you, Gavin. And as we get closer to the deadline, let's keep this comment from the Hockey Sniper in mind, which says, maybe let's think about Michael Rasmussen for a potential pickup, who's an 84 overall, making $2.2 million. But it's not just for this season. He's signed on for this year and next year. So Rasmussen could be a potential guy we look at from the Canadians if we were to say, okay, Fajmo has to go. Let's just get some value for him. An 84 for an 84, and then Rasmussen just plays on the fourth line. Let's keep that in mind moving to the deadline. But that being said, the lineup is set and ready to keep on rolling into the second half of year number 8 on the current 11-game win streak that we have. And we're also 15-1-1 in our last 17 games. That's crazy. 39-2 is the record as we keep on rolling into the second half. We've said what we need to say. We have Fajmo down on the fourth line. Let's give maybe 7 games to Pricing. Then we'll see how he's been doing, Hakana, Pispinen, and of course how Fajmo's doing back in a fourth line role. We also wanted to talk to Kevin to see if we could get another chance at him just also having the adaptability to have left wing position. It said it was very convincing last time, then didn't work. So would you want to, yeah, okay, very convincing. Could you be right wing, left wing? You've been playing left wing a lot. And yes, all right, give me some time to adjust. It's going to be short term. Actually, no, okay, long term is only 2 months. I thought long term was going to be the whole year. So we'll give him 2 months. I don't know if that impacts the certainty of it happening. I don't know. But we'll see if that can work, because even though he's a right winger, we probably could use him on both sides as long as Brock Besser's still around. All right, so let's sim to the next game against the LA Kings to begin the second half for game 42 of year 8. On the road against the Kings, who are 22-15-3. Augustine between the pipes. Let's get it started with a slow sim here on the road in a Western Conference matchup. First period, 2-1 Kings. Emlyn and Addison score early. Brock Besser scoring, his 29th of the year. Thank you very much. Gets us back in it. Second period, 3-1 Kings. Pavel Zak on the power play. And of course, the win streak will come to an end as I reopen the PlayStation, right? Hold on, Dylan Cousins gets us back within 1. Shots 25-20 at that point. 13 minutes to go, down by 1 here in Los Angeles. We're out shooting the Kings by... Actually, we kind of stagnated for a second there. Just 30-22 in the final 5 minutes. Do we have a hero to tie this game up and at least push it to overtime? There it is, Samuel Fajmo on the fourth line. There he is. Oh my goodness. The man who scored 41 points last year on the fourth line returns to the fourth line and scores the game-tying goal to push it to overtime here in Los Angeles. 3-on-3 action. Can we come away with the victory? We're off to the shootout, and we win it in the shootout. Kevin gets the winner. Shots end 39-29. From down 3-1, we come back and win 4-3 in the shootout, including that game-tying goal from Fajmo with 1:51 left in the third period. 4-3 Isles win for a 12th victory in a row. Fajmo's second star honors. Let's go. That is crazy. All right, great way to start the episode. That is now a 12th game that we've won in a row, and we will keep on rolling. So let's go see, no one in particular, I wanted to get those 7 games done for Pricing. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We'll go to the game against the Stars to see how Pricing has been doing by then. On the road against the Rangers, Battle of New York, 8-6 win, 13 in a row. Now at home against the Lightning, hosting them 6-3. Draft class. Actually, I need to pause for the draft class. Yes. On the road, there's the 5-4 loss. All right. So the win streak ends at 13 games. Oh boy, so 16 straight last season, 13 straight this season, 5-4 loss on the road in Washington, but then we followed up with a 6-2 win right after against the Blues. I'll pause here just to change the scout assignments, and then we'll get back to simulating these last 2 games before checking on the bottom 6. All right, back to it. Scouts are set. Let's get a new streak going now. 2 more games till we wanted to pause to check out pricing. Vegas and Carolina hosting the Golden Knights, looking for win number 35. Ooh, 5-4 loss, losing 2 out of 3 for the first time in who knows how long. We're right back to it with a 2-1 victory on the road against the Hurricanes. 35, 11, and 2. 7 games of pricing on the third line. Fajmo on the fourth. How did that do? Looks like 1 goal, 2 assists, and a +1. 3 points and a +1 in 7 games for Fajmo. Okay. Well, it looks like pricing also had a goal and 2 assists and was a +2. Similar ice time as well, just because third line doesn't mean it's that much of a difference. It's more the line mates that he's playing with. So let's get Hakana a look now. We're going to go Fajmo at center, because remember he has like 70 face-offs. So we'll go pricing Fajmo and Pispinen on the fourth line, while Hakana will get a chance with his immediately potential to get some more ice time playing with Cousins and Kevin. All right, let's do 7 more games like that. So 1, 2, 3, then a little bit of a break. 4, 5, 6, and 7 will come against the Predators. We'll go see that game since that's the team that was at second place in the NHL, right? That's in the standings. They were about 10 points back. So 7-5 loss against the Stars, 5-3 loss against the Sharks. Eesh, back-to-back L's. Sasaki, Summers, and a 5th for Jack Quinn. We'll pass on that for right now. And that was also, that was another loss. I pressed pause and it's like 4 days later then it stops. Oh my goodness. If it will even stop. Niemela, 3 years left on his contract at 1.855, 79 overall. No, we will let him go on waivers. All right, 9-2 win. So after 3, no, okay, so we won 4-1 against the Red Wings. Thank you. 7-5 loss, 5-3 loss, 4-1 win, 9-2 win. Back on the horse. Thank you very much. 2 more games till we face off against the Predators. On the road against Philly, that will be a 3-2 shootout win. And hosting the Kraken, 3-2 win. Looking for win number 40 now in Game 55. Charlie Elick on waivers. Expiring contract 77. I will go ahead and decline. As we were looking for win 40, the Predators are only at 30, 17, and 5, so they've fallen off a little bit. I'm not sure where they would be in the NHL right now, but we remember that they were one of our biggest competition at one point. So first period, 2-0 Isles. Besser scores twice, even strength and shorthanded. This man's crazy. Second period, 4-0 Horvat, and it's a hat trick. Sorry, not a power play hat trick. Power play goal from Horvat, and an even strength goal from Besser to finish off his hat trick in less than 30 minutes. Look at that. Brock Besser hat trick, 4-0 Isles. Let's finish it off. 7-0 the final. Martone, Kevin, and Besser adds a 4th. Shots end 40-23. It's a 23 save shutout for Colton Ellis. How about that? I would think his first as an Islander. 4 assists from Matty Barzal and a 4-goal night from Brock the Bellow Besser. Oh my goodness. Besser! As Jay Onright likes to say, 40, 13, and 2 is the record through those 7 games. Or should I say after those last 7 games. Now, Hakana, how did you do since we gave you those third line minutes with Cousins and Kevin? Nothing special. 1 assist and a -1. Mostly zeros. -3 here, then zeros all along there. +1, +1. Yeah, all right, so Hakana will swap you out now with Pispinen, who has the 5-star shooting. And we'll try that out before Alexiev will finally get his look. Pispinen also plays right wing. 5-star shooting. Kevin's the guy who we're hoping that left wing eligibility soon enough. So let's go Kevin, Cousins, Pispinen for the third line. And that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 against the Senators, and then we'll pause against the Capitals right before the trade deadline. Alrighty, 40, 13, and 2 is the record. Arcuri fully healed, so we're going to wait as he, yes, would play fourth line center, but let's wait and see what goes on there for the bottom 6. Hosting the Blue Jackets, 5-1 win. On the road against Utah, 5-3 loss. On the road against Dallas, we just lost against them 7-5 a few weeks ago. We beat them 4-2 now. Back a 3rd and a 5th for Summers and Doucet. I would be open to moving Doucet, but not Summers, medium top 6 potential. No need to do that. On the road against Nashville, after we shut them out 7-0, Hurricanes fire their coach, J.C. Pyatt. We lose 5-3 this time against the Preds. On the road against the Avalanche, 5-4 overtime win, keeping them from getting their 30th. Hosting the Vancouver Canucks, who are 36, 22, and 3. We beat them 3-2. And last game of the 7 here against the Senators on the road, 10-0 win! What? 10-0 shutout victory on the road. The Canadian Tire Center has burned to the ground. This is where you go back into the box scores. This is why the game logs exist on NHL 25. 10-0. Oh my goodness, for our 45th win of the year. Let's see the stats in this one. 4 points from Bo Top 50 Horvat, 2 goals and 2 assists. A goal and 2 assists from Kevin, Zupon, and Hakana do the same. Cousins, Kapanen, Besser, a goal and an assist. Martone Pricing, 2 assists. Anyone with no points in this one? Sorry, I just saw it. For Pionk, Jiricek, Pispinen, of course. But he's only 7:35 ice time, getting third line minutes. And Hornqvist. All right. And goaltenders, that was a shutout for Trey Augustine. 21 save shutout for him. Boy, great way to end off, or to head into the trade deadline, I should say. So after that last 7-game stretch, let's see how Pispinen did in the third line role with Cousins and Kevin. Only 1 goal and a +1. Huh? That's crazy. No one wants to do well in that third line role. Meanwhile, Fagemo hasn't really been doing anything in the fourth line role either. Well, you know what? 1 assist, 2 assists, that's 4 points in his last 5 games. Yeah, okay, I take that back for Fagemo. I didn't realize the assists. So, okay, Hakana now up to an 81 overall as well. That's nice to see. And we'll pause here, to check out the point totals and get ready for Alexiev to get his call-up. As that is now, how many games on the season? Sorry, if I go over here. 62 games, great. So that'll leave 19 games for Alexiev to get a look in the NHL. Brock Besser has 82 points at the trade deadline. 82 in 60. 49 goals! What? You what? Brock Besser? Who are you? A man-possessed Brock, the certified Bello Besser. 49 goals in 62 games? What? Hold on, what's the game? What's going on in the last 10 games? 9 goals in his last 10 games? What is going on to the old... Where's the fountain of youth? What are they drinking? Brock Besser is 82. Bo Horvat, 35 goals and 81 from him for the two guys who are 35 and 36 respectively. Porter Martone's at 73 in 62. Yzerman's at 35 goals and 72 points in 62 games. Kapanen, who's on pace for 70, now has 67 in 62. Barzal, 64 in 57. Dupont, 48. Kevin up to 40. He was on pace for 52. We'll see with 20 games left. Jiricek, 37. Cousins, only 10 points in the last 20 games. But, I say only. That's fine for a third liner. Hakana's at 25. Fagemo, 20. Pispinen, 12 goals, 19 points in 49 games. Pricing, 19. Pionk, 19 points and a +30. Engvis, 15 points, +35. Hornqvist, 13 +12. Bolzuk, 11 +16. That's why it's hard to get Sandin in this lineup when we're doing these types of numbers. Arcuri, Sandin. And has there been any improvement for the goaltending? Yes. Augustine, 36, 12, and 2. 2 shutouts, a 900 save percentage, and 2.95 goals against average. Now it's Ellis with those numbers. 898 save percentage and 3.02 goals against with a 9-4-0 record and 1 shutout. Wow, wow, wow. Sorry, and the AHL stats. Let's check those out. Alexiev, 45 points in 52 games. Is he grown any more? No, 84 overall. 45 in 52 is Russ Simpson, who has 54 in 52. 75 with immediate potential. I wonder if he'll get any growth moving into next year. But yes, it's now time to call up Alexiev. I know he's doing great things with the AHL, and they're having a good season down there. They're 30, 16, and 6, but he is too good to leave down there for the entirety of a season. So let's head to the roster moves and make some line swaps. But that will mean that somebody has to go down, correct? Yes. So yeah, it'll be Nurmi who goes down. All right, let's do it. So here he is, the rookie, number 60, Yuri Alexiev. Welcome to the National Hockey League. He'll get third-line minutes right away with Cousins and Kevin. The fourth line won't change. It'll be Pispin who comes out of the lineup. Nurmi goes down to the AHL. Timonen will slot up. Nurmi will play second line with Simard and Paulson. And there you go. I would want to give him some special teams as well, but we'll start him off on the third line for a little soft beginning, and we'll see where it goes from there. Because the special teams have also been doing well. I don't want to rock the boat there too much either. When we check out the percentages on the side of the screen here, the power play has dropped a little bit from like 22 point something to 20.7. Penalty kill still about the same, 84.5 if I remember correctly. Okay, so yeah, I don't want to touch the special teams just yet, but Alexiev will make his NHL debut on the road against the Capitals, coming off of our 10-0 victory. and he'll get to play the last 19 games of the season. So here we go for his NHL debut on the road. The 45-win Islanders are trying to keep the momentum rolling into the deadline. First period, and it's 2-0 Isles. Horvat and Cousins shorthanded. 2-0 Isles after 20. Second period, 4-1. Cole Yzerman, and Brock Besser scores his 50th goal of the season. 50 in 63 from Brock Besser. Oh my goodness. Cole Hudson gets one on Colton Ellis, and that'll be it. Third period, scoreless, and we win 4-1. Shots 33-24. 23 saves from Colton Ellis. A goal and an assist from Yzerman, and that shorthanded goal from Dylan Cousins. Was that the game winner? I forget. But that's another victory for us. Give us number 46 on the year. So at the deadline, as always, I will just do my due diligence quickly to just see if anything really pops up at me on the trade blocks. But I don't think we're making any moves with the way things have been going. See, this is what I'm talking about. Here's a huge surprise. Pavel Mintyukov, for example, on the trade block, expiring contract of just about $12 million for the 91 overall left defenseman. In a perfect world, could he be that second pair guy behind Zupon? He really is a top two guy. But I'm saying if Sandin were to move, then he plays second pair, and that just becomes that much stronger of a defensive core for us. Sure, but then where does the value come from? Plus, I don't think we have the cap to re-sign him. So if he was on a long-term contract and we knew how much money he'd be getting next into the future, then that would maybe be a possibility. But I don't think we can go and get Mintyukov on an expiring deal. Sheesh, here's another one. Seth Jarvis, 91 overall on an expiring deal on the trade block in Carolina. But again, what would he want after this season? Seth Jarvis currently with 30 goals, 24 assists in 62 games. Wow, that would be something. But where would he play? Could he be a Brock Besser replacement, 5 years younger? Maybe, but we're not moving Brock Besser right now, that's for sure. Rutger McGroarty, 90 overall on the block in Pittsburgh. Another expiring contract, who's looking for big money. What is McGroarty up to in Pittsburgh? 12 goals, 21 assists in 35 games, though, playing big ice time. 33 and 35, 65 points last year. Rutger McGroarty. Sadly, again, where's the value and what would he be needing to be paid next season? It would probably cost Kevin and Cousins. And even then, do we want to change anything at this point in the season? It would have to be something that really makes a lot of sense for me to do anything here at the trade deadline. No, it's just not there. A lot of really good players on the block. It's rare to see this many high overall players on the trade blocks. But none that would make me say I want to trade out 2 top pieces and a first just for another 19 or 18 games of that player, because we know that we can't afford him next offseason. So Kuzmenko will be the closest, because we know he's getting paid 6.4 next season. Doing very well, but he's 36 as well. I want to bring in another 36, going to be 37, then even 38 at the end. No. So it would have to be someone who's for some reason disgruntled and on a multi-year deal, but all those expiring guys, for a rental that costs that much, we're not in the position, nor really should we be, to make any moves like that. I know it's tempting when you see those names, and I hear you, for those of you who are probably thinking, oh, that would really make us a lot stronger. I'm not disagreeing. You put him on the third line, Alexeyev can go back to the AHL, fourth line, whatever, but that would be a lot of trade value moving out. Jake Bean on waivers, expiring contract of $3.735. 79 overall Jake Bean. Franchise mode legend for many series for people here on YouTube. But I don't think it's 79 overall that we're super inclined. We have Sandin already. No, we will pass. Okay, so let's see what else happened around the NHL. David Reinbacher to the Devils. Wow, all right. Dorofeyev to the Oilers. Braden Schneider to the Sharks. Engstrom to Columbus. Yeah, we talked about Engstrom. There was a comment that had mentioned that. Hockey Sniper had mentioned Engstrom. But honestly, with Sandin already in the system, plus with even Bates who get called up, who's a 79, I feel very confident for the defense. I didn't want to, what did Engstrom cost in the end? It was Engstrom and 2/4 for a second and some sort of prospect. So I didn't feel like moving a second to take back Engstrom and a fourth. Or even if it was just Engstrom, maybe it would be a third, I don't know what. But for a guy who might play 0 games, again, I'm confident in this team. Kakanyemi to the Predators, Forever to the Oilers, Zellweger to Buffalo, Bemstrom to Buffalo as well, Cal Ritchie to the Stars, Jack Roslovic to Edmonton, Pernovich to San Jose, Geeky to Winnipeg. All right, so some deals around the league, and we keep on rolling. So we're going to sim through... Actually, no, I don't want to sim. Let's go to our next game. Let's advance through this day on the road against the Blue Jackets. Let's advance through that. 8-4 win. Don't mind if I do. Did we get some first points from Alexeyev? Anything? 2 assists! There you go. I'm not sure if that was in what game, but 2 assists in 2 games from Alexeyev. Happy to see that. I want to see his first game at home as an Islander, which will be hosting the 32... New conversation with Kevin. It was too hard, boss. I couldn't cut it. I'm sorry. I'm a disgrace to the game of hockey. I couldn't cut it. I'm sorry. Oh, I've managed how to play left wing. Oh, you've managed to learn. Great. Excellent. I'm looking forward to seeing how this impacts the team. It doesn't, but thanks. Now left wing, right wing. Great. So here we go against the 33, 24, and 7 Philadelphia Flyers. Alexeyev making his home debut. First period, 2-0 Isles. Horvat on the power play and Dylan Cousins. Second period, 4-1. Horvat again, and then Besser on the power play. 1 for the Flyers, now 2. Third period, and 7-3. Horvat finishes off the hat trick. Horvat and Besser, the Bash brothers. How do they do it? It was a 4-goal game. I didn't even realize. Another 4-goal game from a player in Sim. Bo Horvat, Porter Martone with 4 assists, a goal and 2 assists from Brock Besser, the Splash Brothers. Oh my goodness. Oh, I can't wait to see the end of season totals. Okay, let's get back to the calendar now as we're moving into the final stretch of the season. We know it's going to be a great postseason entry, but let's make sure we're going in as healthy and as motivated and as record-breaking as possible. A new franchise record of wins, perhaps. We are now just 7 wins away from setting a new franchise record. Let's go see Patrick Laine and the Canadiens. Why not? We'll go see them. Hosting the Boston Bruins, 2 wins away from 50. Hosting the Bruins, there's a 2-0 shutout victory. Looking for 50 on the road against the Flyers. And no, Brock Besser, he pulled groin. Okay. Brock Besser pulled groin. Too bad he's not going to get a full 82-game season, though. But all right. That will allow, hold on, Alexeyev, what you up to, man? Just 2 assists still. So, Kevin will come to the second line, yes, with Kapanen and Barzal. I suppose Fajmo comes up with Alexeyev. And fourth line will bring Arcurian. Yeah, for fourth line center. I'll even give Alexeyev Brock Besser's power play minutes. But I say replacing all lines. What are you saying? Okay, then Arcurian's there for a few. Whatever. Back to it. So there's win number 50 on the road against the Buffalo Sabres. Besser's going to be out for another 5 games or so. Probably 6 or 7 even. Here we go. Hosting the Devils, New Jersey, here at UBS Arena. 5-0 shutout victory. Then hosting the Rangers, 5-2 loss. On the road against the Blue Jackets, we beat them 8-4 a couple of weeks ago. This time we beat them 4-2. Then hosting the Flyers, 4-1 victory. Now against Patrick Laine, the former Islander, and the Canadiens to tie our franchise record of 54 wins. We set it back in, was it 1981? And then we tied it in year 3, I believe, of our franchise mode series. Can we do it again here in year 8? First period, 2-1, Yzerman and Barzal for us, Beck for them. Second period, 4-3. Ooh, Kapanen, the former Canadian, puts us up 3-1 on the power play, but then Demidov, Sidhu ties it, and Max Jones puts them ahead. 4-3 Canadians here into the third period. David Jiricek ties it, though. 4-4 game here in the third. Power play, Isles. We're deadly on the power play, but the Canadians kill it off. Tie game, power play Habs as well now, killed off by us. 8 minutes to go. Next goal might be the winner, and there's Matthews. Not sure who that is, not Austin, but there's a Matthews on the Canadians, putting them up 5-4. Could that be the winner? And yes, it will be. 5-4 win for the Canadians. We'll have to wait one more game at least to get win number 54 as Laine and the Canadians take us down. Can we do it at home against the Capitals, tying the franchise record, and then beat it against the Rangers? That would be great. Brock Besser back to full health. Great news. Kevin, since replacing Brock Besser, yeah, he did okay. All right, very nice. Thank you very much. Then we'll switch everything back. Okay, Brock Besser is back. That takes forever with how laggy the menus are. Can we get that 54th win to tie it against the Caps, if the game will show us? No, 4-3 loss. On the road against the Rangers, can we do it against them? Come on, Battle of New York. Waiting. Thank you. 9-2 victory, tying the franchise record. Now, could we set a new one here for win number 55? 7 games left in the season. We got to win 6 out of 7 to hit 60. Here we go at home hosting the Sabres for a new franchise record. Can we do 55 here against the sub-500 Sabres? First period, 2-2 game. Olason, then Horvat and Besser. Who else but the Splash Brothers? And Burchild gets 1 to get it back 2-2. Second period now 3-3. Melnick and Barzal on Degler. 3-3 in the third period for the new franchise record of wins. Not of win percentage just yet. We're going to get there hopefully. But for the most wins in a season, they've gotten 54 in 80 back in the 80s. Now this would be 55 in 82. We're down by 1 Bemstrom, but Alexiev with his first career NHL goal, and it's a huge one to tie this game at 4. Power play Isles killed off, and that gets us to overtime. Thank you, Alexiev, pushing this game to overtime and giving us a chance for our 55th win. In overtime, though, the Sabres win it. Thank you, Alexiev, for getting us that extra point. Well done. His first career NHL goal, doing it on home ice. We'll have to wait one more game here against Utah. I don't know why it goes back to the Sabres. Trying to do it against Utah on home ice again for win 55. We've already clinched the conference through like 75 games. That's great. I wouldn't be surprised if we've close to clinch the President's Trophy at this point. First period 0-0. Second period 0-0. It remains shots 24-16 in our favor. Third period here at UBS Arena. Power play Utah, the potential Utah Mammoth. There's Dylan Gunter putting them up 1-0. Power play Isles soon after is killed off. Halfway through the third, whoever's in nets is standing on his head for Utah with 7 minutes to go, and Sikora may have just put it to bed. Power play Isles late. Extended opportunity, and it goes nowhere as we get shut out. 39 save shutout for Ilya Samsonov. We just can't get that 55th win here, so we're not going to hit 60, it looks like. Will we do it on the road against the Devils? The slow sim just hates us now. We've also lost 3 of our last 4, and even, actually, 4 of our last 5. Boy, here, on the road against the Devils. We got to go into the postseason strong here, gentlemen. Game 55 on the road. First period, 1-0 Devils. Kevin Fiala. Second period, 2-0 Devils. Shea Theodore. Now we just can't score anymore? Oh, the slow sim has just dried up, and now there's no more scoring. We've been shut out through 5.5 periods. Thank you, Matty Barzal. Gets us with some semblance of life. Down by 1, though, still with 8 minutes to go. Not over yet. We need one more. Can't always be Bo and Brock. Who else can do it here? 3 minutes to go. No one. Samuel Fagemo proves me wrong. Thank you. With 50 seconds left, similar to what he did back in Game 42, he does it in Game 77 or whatever. Shots are 34-28 after 60. Fagemo gets it to overtime. We're down 2-0. We push it to 2-2. Is there a little bit left in the tank for our 55th win? Overtime, 3-on-3, final minute. We're off to the shootout where we win our 55th game. It's a franchise record. And we get a 55th win in this 2031-32 season to go 55-19-4, but the year's not done yet. Let's sim the next 3 games. How much can we add to this record? Home and home against the Maple Leafs. On the road, 4-3 win, and then in the shootout, and at home, 6-2 victory. Back to the calendar sim. The calendar loves us. And then hosting the Capitals, 4-3 loss. Can we hit 58? Last game of the year, we're 57-20-4 against the 36-37-8 Pittsburgh Penguins. Last game of year number 8, will it be 57 or 58? First period, 2-1 Isles. Horvat and Yurchek, of course. Fost scoring on Augustine. Second period, goal apiece. Mitchell ties it on the power play, but then Dylan Cousins gets us back ahead. Shots 32-19, and we lead by 1 here in the third and final period of 20-31-32. Power play Penguins killed off by the Isles. Oh, man, I got to take a breath after all that. Ulf Enqvist, the rookie, makes it 4-2. That 2-goal cushion might just be enough there as we get 4 past Blomqvist, who's making a lot of saves with over 40 shots against him. A 5th from Brock Besser. Thank you very much. And that will be all she wrote as the Islanders win the Game 82 Classic against the Penguins. Shots end 46-27. 3 stars in this one. Kapanen 3 assists. Besser a goal and assist. Cousins a goal. And we officially end the winningest season in Islanders history with a record of 58-20-4. Let's get everyone to play their 82nd game. And there we go. Let's back out and check out the stats on the year that was. Will it be back-to-back President's Trophies? Yes, it will be by a 15-point margin. You know what that means, getting swept in round 1. 58-20-4 was our record. 4.28 goals for per game, the highest in the league by like half a goal. And 2.91 goals against, which was tied for 3rd lowest. Very good. Technically, I guess 4th, if you go into the further decimal points, but we'll take that. Power play of 23.2%, which bounced back up. Very nice. 4th in the league. And a penalty kill of 86.2. Is that our best we've ever had? I'm not sure. That's third best in the league this season. As we go in 29, 11, and 1 at home, 29, 9, and 3 on the road. And we do end the season 5, 4, and 1 in our final 10 games, though. Now time to back out and check out the point scoring. I didn't look. Let's see. Did he do it? Yes, he did! Bo Horvat, 111 points! Oh, I'm just looking at quick numbers here. Oh my goodness, what a year to be proud of. Bo, top 50 Horvat, surpasses 50 goals for the first time in his career. 50 goals and 100 points for the first time in the 37-year-old's career of 1,377 games. 54 goals and 57 assists for 111 points is a plus 51. We thought he was going to be a third liner. No, he shoots at 18.9%, has 30 power play points, and sets new career highs. What a story for hopefully a future Data 782 Hall of Famer. Still throwing the body, still hitting, still look at that ratio of takeaways to giveaways. Could this be a Selke season from Bo Horvat? Such a hard award to win in franchise mode. I just want to sit and think about this. Bo Horvat, the captain, scores 54 goals. I'm going to say it 100 more times. Wow, we're proud of you. We love you, and we can't wait. We've got to get him another contract. He does it getting paid $4.65 million. Next year, I would think he wants a pay upgrade for what will be his final season or two. Brock Boeser now scores 55 goals. A new career high by what, 20? No, by 15. He scored 40 in 2023-24. He scores 55 goals and 99 points in 77 games. 1 point up on his career high, but he missed 5 games due to injury. If only. Could he have hit 60 goals? Would he have hit 100 points? For sure. 99 and 77, a plus 20. Playing over only 1740 of ice time, not even like 20 plus minutes or anything. Why did he take so many face-offs? I wonder about that. Still throwing the body as well. Look at him, 141 hits. 35-year-old Brock Boeser. So the 35-year-old Boeser and the now 37-year-old Horvat combined for 109 goals. 109 goals between the two of them. We have two 50-goal scorers. How often does any team have two 50-goal scorers, let alone the Islanders? A team that struggled so much for offense when we took over. And we have two 50-goal scorers. 3 45-goal scorers, if you can add Cole Eiserman. We'll jump down to him for a second. 46 goals and 93 points from the 86 overall. Only an 86. New career high in goals and points, plus 44. 46 goals, 93 points, playing a career high in ice time by 1 second. Yes. Wow. The 86 overall. Have you ever seen an 86 overall do that much? It's rare. 46 goals and 93 points. Because the man who scored 97 is Porter Martone. He needed to pull his weight after a so-so postseason last year, and he absolutely did. I mean, well, so-so in some series, some others not. 10 points, -6 in the postseason last year. He answers with a 97-point season, 1 more goal than his career high, but a huge playmaking year. 71 assists from the power forward, a plus 50, and also 74 penalty minutes. He was physical out there. 26 power play points, career high in ice time. Oh my goodness, Porter Martone. Finally, he has finally arrived. The man that we drafted 8th overall in 2025 has finally arrived. So they're the top guys, but let's not forget about Oliver Kapanen, who at the halfway point had scored 35 points. So he scored 50 points in the last 41 games to end with 85. 28 goals, 57 assists, and 85 points in a full 82-game season. We picked him up from the Canadiens. We saw his potential in Montreal. We picked him up. He's seen great growth, and now he has a career-high season. Goals, assists, points, everything. 85-point season from Oliver Kapanen. I'd love to see that in the real world as a Canadiens fan. The second-round pick in 2021, 88 overall, and a point-per-game plus player. Matty Barzal, another one who got it done at the age of 34. 80 points in 77 games, a point-per-game plus season. 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row now for his age 31, 32, 33, and 34 seasons. Crazy. 62 assists, 80 points. Playing only 1740 of ice time. We love this man. Matty Barzal, a lifer here on Long Island, who's now up to 1,096 career points, 780 assists. Landon Dupont, 63 points, 54 assists New career high for him in his 4th NHL season. He keeps getting better every year. 29, 48, 58, now 63, a plus 41. Well done to him at 93 overall. Keevan, who we thought would hit 52, does a little bit more. 21 goals and 56 points from Benjamin Keevan. Well done. New career high from him. He ended up playing 14:01 in ice time, but I'm sure he'll get back soon enough once the veterans start to age out of the top 6. David Jiricek, he turned it around. He was on pace for, what, 44? He ends with 56 points. Career high, gets better every year on the island. 23, 32, 42, 51, 56. Keeps getting better. And that's another strong point production season from Jiricek, something we weren't necessarily expecting when we acquired him. Dylan Cousins only ends with 38, but he was a role player, and he'll get his time in the future as well. He's content to be where he is. 38 points for him. 33 points in Kimmo Hakana's rookie season. Well done with that ice time. Fajmo ends up scoring 25 points. All right. Ends up averaging 9.29 of ice time as well. Pricing 24 in 71 from him. Pionk 22 points and a plus 31 on the third pair defense. Pispinen had 19 and 49 before being scratched. Engqvist in his rookie year, 19 points and a plus 38. Hornqvist's sophomore season, 15 points plus 9. Bozuk, 13 points and a plus 13 in 73 games played. Alexiev, 8 points and a plus 8 in 20 games. Very nice. 3 power play points when you put him there to replace Brock Besser. I wouldn't mind putting him back there, maybe. Arcuri, 8 in 34. And Sandin just hasn't gotten any ice time. It's unfortunate. But he's a trooper. He's been a clutch performer. Signed on for 2 more years. He'll be back next year. And in the end, the goaltending. Trey Augustine with 45 wins. I wonder if that's a franchise record. 45, 15, and 3 with 4 shutouts, a 904 save percentage, and 2.81 goals against average from the Emperor. 82 overall, Trey Augustine. And Colton Ellis shut us down for the Stanley Cup in Winnipeg last year. If you can't beat him, join him. We bring him aboard. He goes 13, 6, and 1. 1 shutout, 895 save percentage, and 3.01 goals against average. Oh me, oh my. Now in the entire NHL, how did scoring look in the entire league? Leon Draisaitl, 69 goals and 133 points from the 36-year-old Leon Draisaitl. Whoa. McDavid, 121. Bedard ties him for goals in 69 and 115 points. Matthews, 64 goals. What's going on with league scoring over here? Wow, so Brock Besser ends 4th in league scoring. Besser 5th. All right, at least there's that when you have 60-goal scorers coming out of nowhere. Usually don't see that in the sim too often. Dawson Mercer, 40 goals and 106 points. Pfft, okay. Who else is out here? Michkov, Barkov, Connolly, Leonard. For defense, I don't know why it's going... What? Defense. Thank you. Cale Makar, 90 points. Whew! 90 points from him. Quinn Hughes, Miro Heiskanen. Who's this guy? Hensler. I hate these menus. Logan Hensler, 86 overall, 10th overall pick in 2025, a two-way D, who scores 67 points. Shout out to him. Down there is Dupont with his 63. All right. Goaltenders, Augustine led the league in wins with 45, absolutely. Looking at minimum, let's say 50 games played, and save percentage, yeah, 904, not quite up there for Trey Augustine. Askarov likely getting a Vezina season here. And 2.81 goals against average. At least I see his name. Actually, no, that's 4th. 4th in goals against average for Trey Augustine. Very nice. Not really up there for save percentage, but led the league in wins and was 4th in goals against average. And with 4 shutouts, that puts him up there. Yeah, all right. So that's definitely going to be some Vezina votes for Augustine. Possibly even a finalist, I would say. And for rookie skaters, Comiskey with 41 points. Rodney Comiskey, 3rd overall pick in 2031. Hakana, 3rd in rookie scoring. So I would think some caller votes coming his way. All right, some other players we want to just keep a quick eye on. Patrick Laine over in Montreal, for example. 29 goals and 50 points for him on a not-so-great Canadiens team. I think that's a fine year from Patrick Laine at this age and overall. Then also over in Calgary, let's see the Ethan Belchet's production. 55 points, of course, Ethan Belchet's. Playing 16-29, though. But still, of course, he's going to do well in Calgary, no question. 27 goals, 55 points, a plus 10, while playing 16-29 of ice time. He wasn't horrible with us, just nothing was clicking at all. So hey, 55 points for him. Calgary's happy with that swap. We got Keevan. We move on. And for Ilya Sorokin, yes, over in Chicago, I forgot where he was. As a backup, actually played 31 games. Appearing in 31 games, he went 11, 11, and 5. 1 shutout, 901 save percentage, 3.24 goals against average. All right, there you go in Chicago. Now down to a 78 overall. Okay. But at least he got playing time. That's why we traded him to Chicago. He wasn't just a backup playing 15 games. 31 appearances for Sorokin. I'll wait to look at the AHL as we advance a couple more days waiting for our postseason matchup. Here we go in round 1 of the Year 8 postseason. We will be facing the Columbus Blue Jackets again. Noah Dobson, Thatcher Demko, and the Columbus Blue Jackets once again. Oh my goodness, can we face anybody else in round 1? They went 43, 36, and 3 on the season. And when we check out their lines, we see Lindstrom, Johnson, Schultz, still the same top line. Marchenko, Fantilli, Kempe, Beauvillier, Rashini, Evangelista, Brinley, Goncalves, and Data 72 Hall of Famer Jonathan Drouin down at a 76 overall. Defense, of course, there's Noah Dobson. What did he do this year? 49 points, that's it. Woo. Noah Dobson. Some tough overalls here. Engstrom, who we're thinking about acquiring. Malinsky, Seeley, Johansson, some guys in the 70s. And Thatcher Demko now down to an 83 overall, who had a 914 save percentage on the year, 4 shutouts. But in the playoffs, we look at his numbers there, 883 save percentage. In recent years, when we faced off against them, we have really hurt Thatcher Demko. But now that he's down to an 83, now, of course, when he was an 88, it was easy to beat him. Now that he's an 83, he's going to shut us down and we'll lose in round 1, right? And Matejchuk also injured, so there's an 85 overall defenseman currently out of their lineup. We faced the Blue Jackets 3 times over the past 4 postseasons, beating them each time. So let's try and make it a 4th here in round number 1, coming up next episode. I think I'll end it off there, because we'll wait for progress reports at the end of the next episode. Currently 39, 21, and 10 down in the AHL for Bridgeport. Simpson has 70 points at the moment. Things looking great. Sadly, no more Alexiev to help out, but he's been doing good things for us. So ladies and gentlemen, I'll end it off there. Leave me any and all of your thoughts moving into the postseason in your comments down here on YouTube or over in the Discord server, link in the description. Here's how the lines shape up moving in the postseason. I don't think there's anything to change, really. I wouldn't think there's much to say suggestion-wise for the AGMs. I just want to hear your thoughts on the season that has been. With so many incredible performers, who's your MVP? What was your favorite moment of the season? And also, look at the defense here. Should we keep Engqvist and Pionk as the second pair? Or Hornqvist now up to an 84. Should he get up there? Maybe Sandin, who has been a noted playoff performer. Maybe he comes in for Bolduc, who was good, very good even. The plus minus, no, it didn't really come down. No, there's no reason to really say Bolduc should come out based on what Bolduc has done. It's more what Sandin has done in the past and that he's an 84 overall, a leader, etc., etc. Augustine, I would imagine, is also our starter. And one last look at the special teams. If you have any thoughts on that, unit number 1. Unit number 2 for the power play, and for penalty kill, maybe we get Alexiev on the power play penalty kill. Penalty kill 1, penalty kill 2, and penalty kill 3. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Leave a like if you haven't already, and subscribe to become a part of the team. Hit the bell to be notified when we go live, when videos come your way between our NHL, MLB, HLM series, and much, much more here on the channel. It's a fantastic team and community, and be that much stronger with you as a part of it. And also consider becoming a channel member. Click join under this video to check out the perks that would be yours, both here on YouTube and on the Discord server, if you were to become a channel member. A huge thank you to the first channel members who have already gotten the ball rolling, and we'd love to add you to that group. So I'll leave you there. The winningest season in franchise history, ridiculous point totals, and high hopes going into the year number 8, 2032 postseason, as we'll be trying to chase another Stanley Cup Final appearance and hopefully what would be our second Stanley Cup in the last 4 years.